Thanks for choosing MosesNotes.com for your homework help needs. This is an algebra video on sequences and series, something you've been dealing with throughout your high school career, something that's not specific to algebra, but is most important there. And what we're going to be doing here is the algebraic parts of the concept. Okay? So let's take the elementary version of sequences and series. Your teacher used to give you something like this and say, what's the rule? In words. That's pretty easy to do. You're adding 2. What's the sum? Well, 3 plus 5 is 8, 8 plus 7 is 15, and 15 plus 9 is 24. That's the simple, elementary, boring version. And here's another example. 2 times 2 is 4, 4 times 2 is 8, 8 times 2 is 16. Multiplying by 2, the sum is 30. Very elementary, laborious math. But what we can do is we can write a rule for that in algebraic terms rather than this elementary term. Let's start with the top one. The top one is called an arithmetic series. And the equation for an arithmetic series is that n1 plus the rule times n minus 1. Well, what's n1? n1 is 3. 2 is the rule. n minus 1. n is what number term it is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, etc. Okay? So let's fill in the 3 here. 3 plus 2 times n minus 1. In general, that would be written as a, what you're adding or subtracting. But we're going to fill in with 2. And let's try it for each rule. Alright? Start here. 3 is the first position. What you need to do is fill in 1 here. 1 minus 1 is 0. So it's just 3. 5 is the second position. 2 minus 1 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. And that's going to give you 5. 3 minus 1 is 2. That's 4. 7. And finally 9 is 4. The fourth position. N equals 4. 4 minus 1 is 3. 3 times 2 is 6. 6 plus 3 is 9. Are those the same? Yes. Does our rule work? Yes. Whatever that number may be, in this case it's 2, the rule is going to work, and the same for this one. Now, what if we want to find out the sum? Well, the sum, the story goes that a young mathematician was too smart for his class. It was a one-room schoolhouse, and the teacher had run out of things to teach him, and she had to deal with many students. So she told him, you know what, go add up all the numbers from 1 to 100. And he very quickly came back, gave her an answer, and she was stunned to find out that was the right answer. And she said, how on earth did you do that? Unless you memorized it. He said, no, I didn't memorize it. I used this equation. The number of terms divided by 2, in this case would be 100 divided by 2 is 50, times the first plus the last term. 100. So that's 101 times 50. And that's how he got the answer. You can do that for this too. What if you want to find out that the sum is 24? Well, number of terms is 4. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And what's the first plus the last is 12. And the reason that works is the first plus the last is 12. The second plus the second to last is also 12. The third plus the third to last, if there was one, would be 12. And if we go ahead and say 4 divided by 2 is 2, 2 times 2 is 24, like we had before. Now, take our other one. It's going to be a little more complicated. This is called a geometric series, where you have the multiplication, division, and and the rule is times 2, sum is 30. The rule can be stated with this: a1 times r to the n minus 1. This is our rule. What you're multiplying by. In this case it would be 2. A1, same thing, n, same thing. So let's plug in the numbers, make it easier to find out if it works. Alright. What's 1 here? What's n here is 1. 1 minus 1 is 0. 2 to the 0 is 1. 1 times 2 is 2. Second term, 2 minus 1 is 1. 4. Third term, it's 2. 2 times 2 squared is 4. 4 times 2 is 8. And 16 is in fourth position. Looking pretty good for this rule. Let's see if it works with the last term. 4 minus 1 is 3. 2 to the third is 8. 8 times 2 is 16. And we know that the sum is 30, but how can we find out easier with this one? Okay, there's no funny story. Easy way to remember this one. This one you gotta memorize. And the equation is a1 times 1 minus r to the n, which is 4. There's 4 terms, over 1 minus r. So let's go ahead and plug everything in. 2, there's 4 terms, so it's 2 to the 4th, divided by 1 minus 2. So you're going to get 2 times negative 15 over negative 1. Negative 15 divided by negative 1 is 15. 15 times 2 is 30. So this does work to find the sum of a geometric series.